Remember the first video that I ever made that was like, leading with curiosity, blah, 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 creating with curiosity. My slogan, can't remember it. I immediately, obviously, abandoned that and got in my own head and couldn't make a single decision. But we're getting over that because it doesn't matter and it's not that deep. And for the most part, it's just paint. And so in a move of extreme boldness, I am painting the living, dining, kitchen space off-white. And then I'm gonna put the shelf up that I feel like we've talked about 1,000 times that I've done nothing with. It's just been in my garage. We have a really nice week of weather, and then I have friends coming into town, so naturally I needed this motivation to get anything done. The goal is paint all the walls. Anything that has the wainscoting, like trim work detail on it, will get one solid coat of paint, and I'm hoping that that just kind of gives us this like elevated cottage feel. All the white right now is just too modern, and I'm not having that, as we all know. So I've got a lot of painting to do. I need to like clean all the trim. I'm really looking forward to that part. So you're just here watching me paint a warm, neutral, off-white color. What a joy for both of us. Figured we could chat while I fold laundry and discuss my vision. We closed on this house a year ago in March, and I immediately recruited my parents to do the wainscoting. That was like an immediate vision that I knew without question that I wanted to do. And then I feel like I got that crossed off the list and painted, and I was a little unsure of the paint color, and it's like, there's nothing wrong with paint color, it's totally fine. It's just a little cooler in tone than really what I wanted, what I'm going for in this house. But I don't really think I had like a clear idea of what I was going for in this house. So I recruited one of my friends who is an interior designer, and I said, help me. I have been struggling for 8 months. And she said, tell me some things you like. And we had a 2-minute conversation. And then she compiled like basically an entire like aesthetic outline in like 10 minutes, what I had been trying to do for 8 months. But like, I don't know, it's so much easier to see somebody else's space for the potential versus like, I feel like, well, I get stuck in it and I'm like used to it, and I almost like can't see what could be anymore. I can only see what is. So her doing that kind of like helped me get back on track. This is the new visual inspo. We're going for more like cottage, English countryside, upscale cottage. So it feels elevated, but still cozy. And my goal would be to find chairs similar to this, but instead of a stripe, or like maybe a stripe, but like in a brighter, bolder color, like I'm thinking red, pinky red, they'd be like a floral pattern, ideally. But maybe a stripe, I don't know. My goal is to find something on Facebook Marketplace and then take it to be reupholstered in a new fabric. I really want to layer textures and materials and just make it feel more dimensional that way. Because like the color palette's pretty neutral, right? Like we're gonna get this green couch, not this exact couch, but a similar couch in a similar green velvet. And then I don't know if we're gonna get this exact rug or not. I'm gonna try the rug from the basement. I put that brown Studio McGee rug in the basement and I got completely the wrong size. Like the dimensions are just absolutely incorrect. But rugs are really expensive, so we might move that rug up here, and the one in our bedroom is a bigger size, and put the bedroom rug in the basement and take the rug that's in here currently and put that in our bedroom, which I don't think either one of us love this rug. But again, rugs are expensive. So we're just working with what we've got. I think I might start there before I actually order these 2 rugs, but I'm truly in love with these 2 rugs that my friend was like, oh, you should do these. These are what are in our apartment. And every time I'm in their apartment, it's like the most beautiful place you've ever been. I don't know, that's kind of the jumping off point for now. And I will put in my shelf. We'll probably work on shelf stuff tomorrow. There's other random updates. The settee that goes in the ladies only drawing room, I have been working on occasionally. And it's let's say it's half stripped. It's half stripped and then I need to restain it. And I think I already told you that I tested the stain on a piece of trim and I didn't like it. So we will be going back to the drawing board there, but like that's not the end of the world. The other thing, for Christmas, the guest bedroom upstairs, remember we made the bed, but it was just like an empty room with that cute little bed in it. I didn't want my grandma staying in such a boring room, so I super last minute painted the whole room, and it's this like darling, delicate shade of blue. And I painted that side table that I found at Goodwill like a kind of bright red orange color, which is kind of fun. And then I found this little like dresser chest cabinet thing at a resale store. So I just kind of like put some stuff together in there for her so that it felt a little more like a bedroom, but there's still definitely stuff I want to do. I want to wallpaper the ceiling. You know, these are all goals. I have the wallpaper. I bought wallpaper for that bedroom before we even moved into this house. And it's just been sitting, and I don't know if I really absolutely love it. It's super sweet, which like the theme of that bedroom is super sweet. So I think I'm just gonna roll with it, put it on the ceiling, and then I'm gonna do like a picture rail trim detail. And I think I'm gonna paint all the trim and the picture rail trim like a darker color from the wallpaper. So it'll be like contrasting blues wallpaper. You'll see when we get there. So we have a vision, we have a plan in place. It's like, it sucks because stuff is so, like furnishing your home, takes a long time, right? Like you want it to be cohesive but unique. You want it to be self-expressive, but not totally out there, or at least I don't want it to feel like, whoa. But at the same time, like sometimes you walk in those houses and they're sick as hell. Anyways, we're just getting back on track with figuring out what in the world do I like, and let's just try it. It's paint for the most part. It's not the end of the world. Furniture is a little bit of a different story. I do definitely think my husband and I are both kind of like, how much does that cost? Hopefully we can find chairs for cheap on Facebook Marketplace and get them recovered, and like the settee I bought secondhand, like there are things. Now the biggest thing is the light fixture in here that I feel like I have reiterated how much I hate every single time I make a video, but I just cannot for the life of me figure out what to put back there. Like what do I put there instead that goes with this kind of like countryside, like British countryside elevated look? I don't know. Do you own a lighting company? Do you make custom lighting that is cool and unique, not too loud, but still jewelry? Let me know. I didn't prime the molding on these little sections that I painted today. Like I didn't prime here or here. And I just feel like it's gonna take too many coats. So tomorrow I will prime all the green gray and then hit it with the real coat. Classic form. I have friends coming tomorrow, because I can't just do something for the sake of doing it. I have to wait until there's someone to impress to radically change the decor of my home. Even though I've talked about making those changes for weeks, months on end. That is my toxic flaw. I ran out of paint. This is day 1000 of this project. I have half the room left to do that I haven't started. It's been primed. Excellent. That's step -1. No, actually I think taping is step -1. But here we go. We're not getting down about it because they're my friends. So if it doesn't get done, we'll just drink wine and it won't matter. And that is what I will continue to remind myself as I paint. And get blisters on my little fingers. I love the new color. It's so funny, like next to the green, it looks super yellow. And then you get rid of the green and it just looks like kind of like a creamy white. Like it almost, if you're not looking at the kitchen, you're like, oh, so you just painted your white room white? Which like, I'm not saying the answer is no, but also the answer is no. I don't know, I gotta run to the paint store and get more paint and then put my whole house back together after painting this whole room. In theory, they come at like 10 a.m. tomorrow. I don't know where I think I'm getting this time. I don't think it's gonna go well, but you know what? Again, we're not gonna panic. It's just paint. There will be wine. Either way. Let's gonna be fine. Okay, we're fully taped. I just did the part that I hate, got it out of the way, said let's do it all once so we don't have to do it 1 billion times, which means I can go get my paint and just knock it all out. Just knock it all out, because then I have to address the chaos that is my living room. I feel like it's such a common theme. It's like, I wait till the last minute, I don't know anything about it, I make a huge mess, end of story. Really, that's the end of the story. It's 2 a.m. I can't be anyone else, I'm sorry. You don't have to watch. I'm happy that you do, to the 4 people who do. But you don't have to, I'm not forcing you. Relax. Gonna get paint, gonna get lunch, and I think I'm gonna go to this like secondhand furniture store that I really like, and see if I can find another chair, because we're the house of chairs. And somehow I always need another freaking chair. Good day. It's like you pick up a tool, then you put it down, you can't find it. Oh, good Lord. Okay, we're back from the paint store. I never know, I don't want to buy a shit ton of paint and not use it. But then I always just buy 1 gallon or a quart or whatever, and then it's like, definitely needed more than that. So like, we'll see. I mean, luckily the paint store is right down the street and I'm there regularly. So whatever. We're gonna get started on all the edging since I went ahead and taped everything. I don't even have a paintbrush. I gotta get a paintbrush. Getting old. I don't want paint on those, so goodbye. Goodbye. And now we edge. I don't know if you can tell on screen, but it is pretty, it's like almost concerning how yellow it looks like when you first put it on. But I think 1, it dries darker and it dries a little more like neutral brown undertones. But 2, the like green that's coming through underneath the primer just like makes it read so yellow. But it's kind of like, I don't know, it's a nice color even if it did dry this way. I don't know that I would want like the whole living space to be like a buttercream white, but you know, like a bedroom or something could be nice. I gotta take all this down. I'm a little nervous about the TV. I'm pretty sure it's just hung up like a picture frame, but I didn't hang it up, so I don't actually know how heavy it is. So we might have to play that one by ear because I would really rather not break my frame TV. But these little guys, these guys are easy. Okay, all right. It feels pretty attached to the wall. Unclear how. What I am gonna do is take the frame off of it, which I think I decided I'm gonna get a new frame in like the walnut, like darker wood color. Because this, although it's not the same as the wall, I feel like a darker color would just pop better, feel like more different, feel more like a real picture than faux flooring. This was in my Magnolia phase, you know? I didn't know. We'll try our best to cut in around it and just see how we do. I have come to the conclusion that I will finish the walls and I will not even attempt to finish the baseboards before tomorrow. Like, man, not gonna happen. I do plan on switching out the rugs and then I just need to put everything back. But we're like getting pretty close, that's nice. We've made the executive decision to just tape the TV and paint around it. We watched some YouTube videos about how to get it down and she's really secure up there. All right, let's finish off our first coat, our last first coat, if you will. There's so much cleanup to do. $1,000,000 hours later, I'm finally finished. Let's take off the tape. Okay, I feel like we have been talking forever about putting the shelf, like the length of the wall, at the top of the wall. I don't have the stain right yet. Like, it's the one that I have is a little too cool. I want it to read a little more like warm walnut. What I got like dark walnut, and it's just like there's too many like blue undertones. I'll need to mix in like a little red, but I want to at least get the mounts up and put the board up and see how it looks. I'm a little worried that it might be too deep. We got 12 inches deep, and I just want to see like how that overhang feels over the TV and all of that. So we're gonna find our studs, mount our bracket, and throw that giant piece of wood over. I'm super pleased with how it all turned out. I'm proud of myself for getting what I got done on the timeline that I set for myself. My friends came, we had an amazing time. Nobody cared that the baseboards weren't done or that the shelf wasn't stained. The room feels like a hug now, and I totally love it. Let's look at a little before. The green has definitely served its purpose. I wanted the house to feel like it had a little more traditional elements in it than it did just being plain white. So I'm so glad we put the trim in. And I loved the color blocking for a period of time. The after isn't a huge color change. I recognize that, but I think the consistency of everything being one color really has the effect that I was going for it. Sitting in this room, it now feels like you're in this warm, cozy hug. I'm absolutely in love. I'm super happy with how it turned out. And we will just revisit the things that are unfinished, or we won't. I mean, I will, but maybe you won't.